Hello, everybody, and thanks for joining us for another exciting garden segment on this beautiful weekend here at the New York Botanical Garden. I'm Kevin Character. Here we are now at the Garden Sculpture and Antiques Fair. This is an event held in a giant tent located just right behind the Enid A. Haupt Conservatory, where dozens of vendors come from all across the area to showcase their finest pieces. Everything from garden furniture and art. And I can tell you from the smell of everything, this is something you don't want to miss. Even the vendors are more excited than ever. And one of those exciting vendors is Barbara Israel. You can't miss her. She's right when you first step into the tent. Barbara's joining us now from Barbara Israel Garden Antiques. Barbara, tell us a bit about what people can expect to see from your booth this year.
Well, antiques for sure that go outside and are hugely decorative, that will make a new garden look old. And that's one of the things we always say. It's a very important thing to have. Most of the pieces I buy come from England. And the fountain is one of those. It is handmade, we believe, and dates to about 1940. Actually, I bought the little marble bench in New Rochelle. We did a little work on it, and it's a wonderful piece. Then we have a bronze boy on a base that is about circa 1900, very unusual, kind of in the style of an Italian artist. So we just call it Continental, even though I bought it in England.
Excellent. Thanks, Barbara. So as you can tell, there's a lot of inspiration floating throughout this place and a lot more to see. So one of the newest things in this year's show is the incorporation of contemporary design. Joining me now is artist Tom Gotsleben, who has several different pieces, 6 of them I believe to be exact, on display this year. Tom, just tell us a bit about what you have on display and the inspiration behind some of the pieces that we see here.
Sure, Kevin. A lot of my inspiration comes from nature, its processes and its forms. As for instance, this piece was inspired by garlic scapes and their wonderful, whimsical, sort of ersatz way of growing and relating. I also like to show an inner life or a sense of inner tension or light within the piece, and how it works is usually not apparent. In other words, what's holding the many pieces together is usually not obvious. And I also love to show an energy within the piece, that it expresses something of life, energy.
Excellent. So obviously a lot of inspiration, a lot of thought went into this. Tom, also a lot of time in the actual installation of these pieces here on the garden grounds. Just talk a bit about the 3-day process that took you to put these here.
Well, it was literally almost a military affair. All my pieces are designed so they come apart and go together. And therefore, there's sort of an intricate method in their construction. But we were able to do it, and I think they came out beautifully for the situation.
Excellent. And I can certainly speak for everyone else who will come here, and that they are very beautiful. Thank you very much, Tom. Thank you.
Thank you.
So you'll find throughout the weekend that vendors come from all over the country here at the Garden Sculpture and Antiques Fair. Here joining me now is Marty Shapiro from Finnegan Galleries all the way in Chicago. Welcome to the garden. And tell us a bit about this piece we have here to your immediate left.
What we're standing next to is an English late 19th, early 20th century dovecote. It is hand-carved bath stone, and this was actually used to catch food. I mean, the dovecote was put up on the highest part of an estate. It was to attract doves, and this was used in earlier days, not as a pet, cute pet thing, but to attract food, and then people would have pigeon and quail and whatever for a nice meal. And so this is one of the items we have in the booth. We have items from Italy, we have items from England, the bathstone statues, the terracotta planters over here, and we love coming to New York and presenting what we have, and hopefully it resonates with people here.
Excellent. So tell me about some of the selection behind your pieces. You know, what are some of the inspirations that you draw from selection?
Well, you know, the first thing is the piece has to really, lack of a better way, speak to us. It has to be something we want to own. It has to be the best item, the best representation of that particular niche we can find. We look for authenticity, we look for condition, we look for surface, and most of all, we look to find the puzzle or the piece that fits the puzzle of what our clients are asking us to find. And our search takes us all over essentially all over the world, really. And again, we love just bringing here, and the ultimate validation is when people come and there's a red dot at the end of the evening.
And we're glad to have you here. Thanks, Marty.
Thank you so much.
Thank you. So from contemporary pieces like this to antique furniture, this is something you don't want to miss. Of course, you can purchase your tickets online at nybg.org. We'll see you next time.